Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We're still talking about the history, and the American literature that goes side by side with the American literature. American history goes side by side with American literature. They are inseparable, as we said in the earlier classes. So the period between the 30s of the 19th century down to the end of the American Civil War is called the American Renaissance. The American Renaissance. مرحلة النهضة الأمريكية أو New England Renaissance. Remember New England? What's New England? What is New England? It is still New America. New England is the first title given to this country. New America. The main characteristics feature of this phase was the supremacy. أهم ما يميز هذه المرحلة هي إيش يا أخوات؟ Supremacy of the nationalist spirit. هيمنة إيش يا أخوات؟ طغيان، انتشار، هيمنة، يسموها ما تشاءون. هيمنة إيش؟ الروح الوطنية. هيمنة الروح الوطنية. Can you give me a second? Nationalist spirit. What do I mean by nationalist spirit? In other words, writers would care to write about national issues, national concerns, national problems. The nationalist spirit was so high because writers would not borrow ideas or values or styles of writing and even content of writing from the European continent or from the European culture. Americans or American writers are so much proud of their nation, of their country, are so much resourceful to their literature. They start to write from their own national spirit. I mean, in other words, they are inspired. They got inspiration from their national flag, their national existence, their national country that they have founded in America. So no longer borrowers, they are started to be there as writers who would prove their mettle as potentially contributive writers to the world literature. Let's just get to the example. Let's get to the example, sisters. We've got a very famous novel written by Harriet Stowe. Harriet Stowe, a woman writer. Harriet Stowe was a woman writer. She wrote a very important and a popular novel by the title Uncle Tom's Cabin. Uncle Tom's Cabin. That is a famous novel, and it was so much influential that President Abraham Lincoln used to meet and to greet this lady. I'm talking about Harriet Stowe. President Abraham Lincoln used to greet this lady, this novelist who is Harriet Stowe, by this statement: "Welcome to the lady who have started the war." Welcome to the lady who has started the war. Which war? We're talking about the Civil War. The Civil War. So what has this lady got to do in principle with the war? In fact, it was the novel. It was not the lady, it was the novel. The novel is about abolishment. That's the main theme of the novel. Abolishment of slavery. It calls for the abolishment of slavery. It describes and portrays the meticulous details of how miserable is the life of the slaves, how they lead a very miserable life in the southern states of America. Southern states of America. كلنا اتفقنا على انه العبودية او استرقاق الناس كانت موجودة في اي ولاية يا اخوات؟ الشمالية ولا الجنوبية من امريكا؟ الجنوبية. بالتالي هذه الكاتبة هاريت ستو اللي قلنا لكم كان دائما الرئيس الامريكي ابراهام لينكولن يحييها بهذا: مرحبا بالسيدة التي بدأت ايش؟ بالتي بدأت الحرب. بماذا بدأت؟ لم تبدأ بقرار او بخطاب سياسي، انما بدأته بكتابة رواية سلطت الضوء فيها على ايش يا اخوات؟ على الحياة التعيسة، حياة الاضطهاد. how much they are oppressed, how much they are persecuted, how much the slaves are persecuted, oppressed, sometimes slaughtered, tortured to death. And this novel, of course, this novel, which is Uncle Tom's Cabin, is considered a landmark in this time, in this period of American literature, because right after the publication of the novel, politics started to take ground, started to take action. Politicians started to argue about the fate of the slaves in the South. بدأ هناك الأخذ والرد السياسي حول وجود ماذا؟ حول وجود الظاهرة الغير مقبولة، واللي هي ظاهرة استرقاق الناس والاستعباد الموجود في الولايات الجنوبية. فحصلت الحرب لتوحيد الولايات، وأيضا لإلغاء ما يسمى إيش يا أخوات؟ إلغاء العبودية التي كانت متفشية في الولايات الجنوبية من إنجلترا الجديدة أو من أمريكا، يعني من أمريكا. The novel, in order to just to have a glimpse of the novel addresses تخاطب إيش يا أخوات؟ أو يعني توجه الخطاب لماذا؟ The non-human conditions of slaves. الظروف اللا إنسانية التي يعاني منها يا أخوات the slaves. Conditions معناها ظروف، conditions الأحوال أو يعني الأوضاع. non-human لا إنسانية. slaves أعتقد معروفة. slaves اللي هم الرقيق أو العبيد الذي يتم شرائهم من وين كان؟ they used to be bought and sold from Africa. They used to be imported from Africa, bought from Africa and sold in America. So these conditions were going on in the southern states of America, and this what upset the departments and administrations of America in the northern states, and this what sparkled the war. The Civil War is about uniting the states over a constitution. I think we remember the meaning of constitution. هل درسنا constitution؟ اللي هو الدستور. ما سألنا سؤال عن الكونستيتيوشن؟ الدستور الأمريكي متى كتب؟ يا أخوات constitution متى كتب الدستور الأمريكي؟ 1787. نعم هذا أخذناه السؤال 14. وبدأوا تطبيقه في 1900 يعني وراء بسنتين 89. وفي الدستور لا يوجد شيء عن يعني إباحة الرقيق وبيعهم وشرائهم. Is that clear sisters? Is that clear? هذا يسمونه عصر النهضة الأمريكية، والتي صار فيها يعني شيء من التحرر من عبودية أو تحرير العبيد بشكل عام، وتوحيد الولايات تحت اسم واحد. وأيضا بالنسبة للكتابات صارت الكتابات يعني زي ما يقولوا ملعلعة. It were really raising a high flag of what? Of nationalism. صاروا الآن الكتاب يفخرون بوطنيتهم لهذه الدولة. Is that clear? Any question? Any question sisters? طيب. The period of the Civil War is called, or was called, used to be called, the Gilded Age. Question 18. Question number 18. The period of the Civil War was called the Gilded Age. The question is why? Why was the period of the Civil War, اللي احنا عرفنا متى هذه حصلت Civil War, the 4 years between 1861 and 1865, is called the Civil War of America? Why was it called the Gilded Age? What do I mean by Gilded Age? Gilded Age. It's not Golden Age. لما نقول Golden Age معناها العصر الذهبي، لكن هذا Gilded Age يعني العصر، يعني عشان ناخذها العصر المطلي بالذهب، يعني ليس ذهبيا، ليس ذهبيا. لما يكون عندنا معدن حديد أو معدن رخيص ونطليه بالذهب, it attracts our attention, it attracts our eyes, but it's not pure. It's not purely gold, all right? It's just gilded. It's a piece of metal gilded with gold. في فرق بين يكون الذهب خالص وبين يكون قطعة معدنية رخيصة ومطلية بإيش؟ طيب, why was the period of civil war called the Gilded Age? في عندنا سبب. يعني ليس هو ظاهره الجمال, ظاهره الثراء, إنما باطنه العكس تماما. هذا الذي أقصده. The period of the civil war marked great divide between the rich and the poor in America. There was a great divide between the rich and the poor in America. كان في واضح ايش يا اخوات؟ Divide. What does divide mean? Division. Means division. America was two parts, two pieces, or two groups. Not one group. It's not united. It's not united. خلال هذه الحرب الأهلية, people used to be divided into two groups. The first group is called the rich. The others are the poor. All right. So what happens? Are they equal? Are they almost, matching? No. The wealthy people, الناس الأثرياء, the wealthy people rolled. They rolled in luxury. They rolled in luxury. What does luxury mean? Yeah. The wealthy people were really spending and living a very luxurious life. All right. What about the poor? The poor were in veil of tears. The poor were living a seriously miserable life. You got that? Is there a middle class? No, there was no middle class. They were just either rich, تجار الحروب, معروفون انه لما تيجي حروب يجي تجار يطلعون التجار, تجار ايش؟ الحروب. They were the rich people, the supremely wealthy people, and the poor people, the crushed people, the oppressed people, whose rights were taken away. You're following? نعم. هبة يعني الله موجودة. طيب مشرفة موجودة. المشرفة مشت. طيب ممكن اخذ الغيابي لو سمحتي؟ او من الغايبة الان بعد ما جاءت هبة؟ لحظة انا قاعد اسجل هذا, لحظة معليش دقيقة بس.